Back into the RXFL. We're continuing our triple header simulations here. This is going to be the third and final one. We kind of said what's up for I can't talk. It's up for debate if you guys want to see two more playoff streams, because we got two more games in week 16 that have playoff implications, and that includes the LA Kiss and the Dublin Celtic Tigers and the Salt Lake City Elks going up against the New York Shamrocks. So if you want to see those games simulated, let me know in the comments down below. We had Parker, who was joining us in the last stream, who was awesome, with a lot of really cool comments supporting the chat going on here. But we got another good one here. We got the Atlanta Dirty Birds at 7-7. The Memphis Egyptians, who have turned things around as of late. Now, Memphis was about as bad can get coming into the latter part of the season. They've turned it around. You can see they've won back-to-back games to get their record up to 5-9. They had the upset victory over the Tampa Bay Mutiny. The Mutiny were running away with the National South. They've lost 3 in a row, but the Atlanta Dirty Birds have won back-to-back, and they got their eyes on first place in the division. Can they get it done here? Atlanta and Memphis toe-to-toe. Memphis out of things, but a win for Atlanta is going to put them in a possible interesting scenario for the postseason, guys. So thank you for tuning in once again here for the RXFL. I need to be Atlanta so I can change their uniforms. Thank you for tuning in once again. If you've been watching for the past 3 hours here on Twitch, we got one more coming your way. If you've been watching for the past 3 days on YouTube, this is going to be the final simulation game, unless you guys want to see those other two games that we mentioned. We're going to be back with another. I said we're going to be doing a lot of RXFL stuff, so hopefully this is something you guys have been enjoying, because we're going to be pumping out a lot of it here down the stretch, because we're getting very, very close to the postseason. So I hope this is something that you guys are enjoying in the meantime. But we got a good one here. Atlanta and Memphis. We're at the Tomb. I like the name there. Very cool name for the Dirty Birds. And Tom Brady and company is going to try to get this big win. We're trying to decide what uni we want to put him in. I think they're going to wear blue, so I think we want to do, maybe we haven't done the red and black, that kind of contrast I think looks good. And we usually throw them in the silver. That kind of looks sharp right there. But we usually put them in the silver pants. I don't know, those the white kind of looks sharp, and I think that's a look we haven't seen out of Atlanta. The black helmet with the red jersey is always the red jerseys. And we can put them in all red. How about that? Would that be an interesting look for the Atlanta Dirty Birds? I think I want to put them in the white. I kind of like how that white looks on them there. And what do you think? Black socks, red socks? I think we stick with the black socks. Let's do it, guys. Atlanta, Memphis. We're going to turn it over to the in-game commentary. Follow along with us, twitch.tv/tvsports27. Subscribe and hit the thumbs up on YouTube. And check us out, patreon.com/tvsports27. The final game of our simulation triple header before we go into the Monday night showdown between Mexico City and Portland, which is going to be a huge game. And then week 17 is right around the corner, and then the playoffs. My goodness, guys. Let's see this one. Atlanta, Memphis.
This is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Memphis Egyptians. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Memphis Egyptians. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, If he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the Stanford man. It's Andrew Luck.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
So that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw, Luck. And the catch good, it's Eifert. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The starters defensively now for the Falcons. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago. And last week in that victory, they were pretty good. Probably a pretty easy film session, I would imagine.
And after a performance like that, so many people think you just roll into film, take your popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the show because they played well. I can just tell you from experience, after a win is when coaches come down on you harder because they want to emphasize all the mistakes that happen. Because you won, you're in a good mood. They want to bring you back to earth. Oftentimes you walk out of there and you ask your teammate, did we win last week?
So my assumption was wrong. I learned something. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
So they bring out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Falcons now as they get set for their opening possession. And they're led out by a guy who's done just about everything you could ever imagine to do in this league, the great Tom Brady.
It's been a lot of fun watching him develop in his career. But that will to win, he's had that probably since birth. And it transmits itself throughout his entire ball club. Watching him play, it can be an absolute joy unless you're on the other team.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. They'll run on 1st down. It's Woods looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brady, Matt Judon, able to record his 5th sack of the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
On 3rd and long, it's Brady. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
The Falcons send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him. And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Throwing on third down, Luck. He's going to look deep for more. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's fourth down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So look now at our starting defense. They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
On play action, it's Brady. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
Here's Brady to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Good job.
And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Brady. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Throwing is Brady on third down. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, They remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. And his kick is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the home side to take over on offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On first down, it's Locke. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Here comes the boom. I see you, boy. I see you.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times. And what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Locke. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A pretty good-looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. The numbers for him from a week ago, 22 carries, 86 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards the pickup, first down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
All day, baby, all day.
This will be their first trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. A shotgun snap for Locke. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. Luck now to throw. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Here's Locke, and it's caught. Touchdown. From 3 yards out, and his guys have taken the lead. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
A try here for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that one a long 11-play drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. A handoff to Smith. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Wait, 20. 52 right here. 52. Okay, double up.
On play action, now Brady. He's going to fire one deep, middle of, it's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 37 yards. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big passing play. Brady now on first down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a give to Smith. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Brady now to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. Four there.
To throw on 3rd down. Brady. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And this one is right through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here's the home side to take over on offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
From the 31, Luck got his man. It's Eifert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun, Luck. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 more yards there and another first down. On 1st and 10, Luck. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Luck to the left side here for Eifert. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. To throw is Luck. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Luck. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The spotlight now focuses on the quarterback, and that's Tom Brady. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. To throw is Brady.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and he curls back inside for the completion.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Now Brady.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 15. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here is the home side to take over on offense. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Locke. Ebron with it over the middle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Locke. Looking for the out route, and he's got more. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Luck on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Luck.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And he's got his man on the comebacker. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Throwing the out route and complete. That's more. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Throwing again on 2nd down. Luck looking left side. That's caught by Moore. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. On first down, Luck. This is caught, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Let's go.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game, it was Andrew Luck who had the hot hand in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
20. 52's the mic. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. 52.
Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. The open man is Smith. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Alabama. 380. Hey, watch the slant.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. Check mic. Check mic.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Woods, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield, and spilling everything.
Brady. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen. 380,
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. From 21 yards away. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range. but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
No problem there on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That time, a 9-play drive. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll keep it on the ground. Moore. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's third down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On third down, Moore. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on fourth down. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
So a change of possession here on the punt. Here comes Tom Brady and the Patriot offense back onto the field. He is looking to help his team build their lead after trailing at halftime. They've got to like the spot they're in right now.
They have to love it, but as you and I both know, cliche alert coming here. You're only as good as your last possession, but I think that they like, as you said, the spot they're in and how confidently they're playing at this point.
But again, just a one-possession lead, looking to expand that now. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And to give this time to the tailback. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
From the gun on third down, Brady. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Taking it about the 16. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. So here's the home side to take over on offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Right back to him on first down. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
On second down, it's Moore. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Play action, it's Locke. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A well-executed safety blitz by Tony Jefferson leads to the sack.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return.
Here we go.
Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. He's continued to play well in the 3rd quarter. Now they've got the lead after trailing at halftime, so he's just looking, I guess, to continue the same recipe.
I agree totally, and you know you can get it done without your quarterback playing well, but it's so much harder to do. When he's playing like this, everyone feels better about their chances, and they're playing really well at this point.
Yeah, they are. They have to be feeling really good. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
Oh, yeah!
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
From midfield, here's Brady. Complete. Smith has it. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Get ready.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. A first down carry for Smith. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. On play action, it's Brady. He's got Smith here. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Brady. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And his kick is indeed good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. This one fielded at the 5. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Well, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. Now Luck caught Eifert over the middle. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 83 yards receiving now for him on the afternoon as he's got a first down here. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Luck. And he's got the hook up to Moore. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So 2nd in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing is Luck. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Back to throw, Luck. That'll be caught by Rice. 15 yards through the air on a first down. Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Here's Luck. And he finds a man on the crossing route. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To the air again. Luck. Ebron caught left side. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
From the red zone now, Luck. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Moore. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
That's it, Brady.
They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. They'll keep it on the ground. Moore. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That's it. Big hit.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Here's Luck. And it's a touchdown. Andrew Luck His second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the fourth.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. From the gun, it's Brady. It's caught. Smith. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. Well, he's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. And it's complete, right back in the hands of Smith. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. 2nd and goal now in a 1-score game. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He's back to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for the lead in the final stages. And his kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Andrew Luck and company heading back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They'll look to throw. And he's going to find his go-to man so far. That's Moore. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
All right, guys, I'm going to jump in towards the end with you here. As soon as I do, oh my God, Andrew Luck, Jerry Rice, touchdown. People thought that combination was going to be a wicked mix all year long. We were just talking in the chat with Parker the Hurricane that this Egyptians team has not been good all year. They started out, go watch, Parker, go on our YouTube page and watch some of those early games, because we had a lot of Memphis games early on, week 1, week 2, week 3, and this team did not play well. They were beat up, they were beat down, and in the last couple of weeks, they've upended the top-ranked Tampa Bay Mutiny, and they may have just eliminated Tom Brady from the RXFL postseason. This league was made for Brady, a league of legends, and Tom Brady, the greatest of them all, is 40 seconds away from postseason elimination. I don't know for sure because they would drop to 7 and 8, but with one game left, they'd have to win. Tampa would have to lose. I don't know if the math will work out in their favor. Obviously, a victory would be all beneficial for them, but we're going to see. Tom Brady, he's thrown 316. Brady 316. Says, yeah, Luna. Go ahead, Luna. Say hello. Luna. There we go. Luna, the TB Sports mascot, saying hello. She's getting excited for this ending between Memphis and Atlanta, and Brady hooks up. Is that Adam Thielen? I believe it was. Timeout called for the Dirty Birds. Here we go. 31 seconds to play. Atlanta still with 2 timeouts. Brady steps up, and oh, he had an open man. I didn't get a number on him. Overshot him. Holy smokes. That's right, and Parker, that team went 11-5 with Matt Castle that you're talking about in the chat. They still missed the playoffs, which was insane. They're in field goal range. That's not going to do them any good, though. They got to get the touchdown. I don't know if that was Julio Jones or Thielen again, but Brady, can Tom Brady, and this win doesn't guarantee him a playoff spot. They still got to win in Week 17. Tampa has to fall, and they have to hope some math works out in their favor, because it would be a tied record here. So let's see, 16 seconds, 24-19, and once again, Week 16 coming down, and Tom Brady, with 40 seconds on the clock, drives the Atlanta Dirty Birds down the field. You would think a 2-point conversion is upcoming. Tom Brady has done it again. And this Dirty Bird team, much like the Egyptians, started off slow. They've had a great second half to the season, and they are getting even closer now to upending the Tampa Bay Mutiny. Oh, Jerry Rice. When have you ever seen Jerry Rice act like that? No, it's not the Falcons. This is the Dirty Birds. It's the Atlanta Dirty Birds of the RXFL. Tom Brady, 2-point play, and it is good. 3-point game, 3 touchdowns, but it's got to be a miracle of miracles here for the Egyptians. They only need a field goal to send us into our 5th overtime game of Week 16, which has been insane. Oh, this is going to go down. Week 16 has been the craziest week in RXFL history. I can only imagine what the playoffs are going to be like. Let's see how much time drains off the clock. So they're going to have 8 seconds. They just have to get into field goal range here. Andrew Luck, you got to go quick. 5, 4, 3. Can they get the play? It's tipped. And time is up, and the Atlanta Dirty Birds do it. Tom Brady does it. And the Atlanta Dirty Birds and the Tampa Bay Mutiny are going to be 1 game away from a division title. Let's look at the season real quick, because I don't know what I think the head-to-head would determine. So let's look at the head-to-head here.
Even though they didn't finish it off,
Look at that fourth quarter. And once again, every game in Week 16 has come down to the wire. The 3 games we did in our triple header today, all the games we've done previous, and we're not done. Parker, we're not done with Week 16. We have number 1 versus number 3. Coming up, we have Portland and Mexico City in your Monday Night Football main event here. Wow.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So
all right,
everybody.
Let's take a quick look before we say goodbye here. We streamed with you guys. It is 10:30. We started this one at 7. So we went 3.5 hours as promised here on Twitch today to bring you these playoff contender matches. We'll let you guys know. We just have Parker in the chat right now. Do you guys want to see the other 2 games streamed tomorrow, or do you rather us finish off Week 16 and get into Week 17? The 2 final playoff contender games would be the Dublin Celtic Tigers trying to beat the LA Kiss to get into the playoffs, and the New York Shamrocks trying to get the victory over Salt Lake City. Here's where the standings shape up, and we're going to take a look at the head-to-head here to see if we can determine if that game even was for naught. Atlanta has won 3 in a row. Tampa has lost 3 in a row. That has gotten us to this point here coming up on Week 17, where a win for the Dirty Birds and a loss for the Tampa Bay Mutiny, my goodness, would make things interesting. And in the National, I don't even think there'd be a wild card opportunity. Let's take a look at it, because you got the Lumberjacks and the Golden Eagles. They're going to face off on Monday night. You got the St. Louis Rhinos and the Chicago Wolverines. They're going to take those 2 wild card spots. So those wild card spots are going to be gone. So it's going to come down to the division here for, I would imagine here, Chicago, St. Louis, Mexico City, and Portland have clinched. It's going to come down to Tampa, Columbus, Dallas, and Atlanta. I don't think the Benjamins have a shot. No, they don't. So, oh my God, we got to look at the head-to-head too for Dallas and Columbus as well. My God. And then in the American, you see the LA Kiss there. There's the Lancers, the Redwoods, the Huskies. That's why we said this Celtic Tigers game, the Bulldogs, they're pretty much out of it, I would think, with their loss. The Beats still alive. Looking at it now, I don't think the Shamrocks are still alive. So I think we can almost say they're going to be out, because if we look at it here, and we're going to recap all this again when we finish our Monday Night Football game as well. So you got Austin, London, there's the West, the North, the South. Your East champion looking like it's going to be the Huskies, because the Celtic Tigers. So I would even say that one probably doesn't even have playoff implications. We were talking about streaming 2 more games. There's going to be your playoff teams, and then when you're looking for the wild card, I guess the Celtic Tigers could still do it, because the Lancers could lose, and the Celtic Tigers could win 2 in a row and finish 9-7. If the Redwoods lose, the Celtic Tigers would be in it. So playoff opportunity is still up for grabs for a couple of these teams. It's getting good, guys. Let's take a look at these division titles real quick before we say goodbye here. In the RXFL, let's take a look at the Dirty Birds. And they lost to Tampa Bay here, and then they beat Tampa Bay in their 3-game winning streak. So it's going to come down to tiebreakers. I don't know who's going to win it. You can see where the Dirty Birds kind of struggled here. Early on, they had some losses, and this was a really bad stretch right here. I mean, they're going up against the best of the league, but look at these low scores for Tom Brady, but then started to put it together right here. It's a split series, so it's going to come down to Week 17. They got the Elks, so advantage goes to the Atlanta Dirty Bird. My laundry is done. You hear that buzzing right there. Advantage to the Atlanta Dirty Birds. For the Tampa Bay Mutiny, look at where they were. I mean, they had this losing streak right in the middle here, but they started off 3-0. Look at the points they were putting up on the board. And then they had this huge run right here, a 62-14 game that we had. It's up on Patreon right now if you want to see that. And then they've lost 3 in a row here, 64-14, and then they lose to the same team right here. They had this division wrapped up and then they lose 3 in a row, and they got to play the Chicago Wolverines. That is, without a doubt, a must-stream game in Week 17. Let's look at Dallas and Columbus here. They got the Week 1 win over Columbus, and then they lost, so they also split the series. So that's going to come down to tiebreakers here. Holy smokes, look at this. There's a little spoiler if you want to see that game on Patreon that we hyped up. That one is right there. It's going to come down to it, guys. The Vegas Firebirds and Dallas. Who's Columbus got? I think these are all games that we got to stream. We got to stream all these ones because it's going to come down to it. For Columbus, it's the Egyptians. Wow. So we might see Memphis one more time. It's going to be an interesting Week 17 without a doubt. Split series here. So it's going to come down to Week 17. Who wants it more? You're seeing how everything's shaping up. That's going to wrap it up, guys. This was the RXFL. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Parker. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, Parker, if you want to see that game, it was a beatdown, but it's up right now. Patreon.com/TBSports27 if you guys want to check out the 62-14 beatdown that Parker is talking about. That was one of our Patreon Sunday night football games, as well as that 47-44 game between Dallas and Philadelphia. That is up right now, patreon.com/TBSports27, guys. You can check that out in the archives, and it's coming down to it. Week 16 wrapping up, Week 17. My God, this is the RXFL. Look at some of the talking points here. It's going to be a good one. Next time we join you guys, Monday Night Football. It's going to be number 1 Portland versus number 3 Mexico City. Let's look at it real quick. I don't want to go yet. We're going to go soon. But there's so much hype going on right now. You look at Mexico City, they're coming in. Look at what they have done all season long. They are the number 3 ranked team. They lost to an Armadillos team that's a top ranked team. They lost to a top Chicago Wolverines team. And they lost to a St. Louis Rhinos team. All these teams are going to the postseason here. Mexico City's been winning out. The far and away best team in the league so far, the Portland Lumberjacks. They're one loss right there, Week 6, to Joe Montana and that Aviators squad. But you see the Demons, the Nightmare, the Aftershock, the Shamrocks. They had some close wins in there. The Demons again, the Aftershock, the Dirty Birds. Here you can see they're really starting to get it together. The Huskies, the Firebirds, the Benjamins, the Firebirds again, the Celtic Tiger. Look at the schedule, 5 in a row on the road. Holy smokes, and they got to go to Mexico City. I don't even think I realized that. Look at that, home, away. They had a bunch of home, but look at this. From Portland, they had to go to Philadelphia, Las Vegas, then they had to go to Dublin, then Dallas, now Mexico City. What a wild schedule. Wrapping it up with the Marshals. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks for tuning in here to all these streams. We hope you enjoyed them, and we got Monday Night Football next between Portland and Mexico City. Number 1 versus number 3.